Robinhooders are beating Wall Street. What is going on? A lot of people are keeping an eye on what Robinhooders are doing during this economic uncertainty to figure out what the next move is here in the market today. We're going to look at the top 10 stocks in this video that Robinhooders are buying over the last week or so. We're going to break it down from number 10 to the number 1 stock that Robinhooders are adding to their $1 million portfolios. What is really going on here? We're going to take a look at these stocks. What is hot and what are Robinhooders gambling on this week? Let's break it down right here in this video, so make sure you guys stay tuned. What's going on, guys? Patrick here, and today we're taking a look at something a little unorthodox. We're trying to figure out what are the Robinhooders doing, the millionaire Robinhooders out there. What stocks are they buying and what are they doing to beat the market today? After Warren Buffett sold all the airlines at the bottom and all of the hedge funds are sitting on the sidelines, Robinhooders are supporting the market and pushing it back to all-time highs. But what stocks have they been buying over the last week or so? Also, big news that Robinhood added like 3 million new accounts over the last few months because everything was closed. There's no sports betting, there's no gambling. Everything was closed. Everyone took their need for gambling and entertainment and took it to Wall Street with the Robinhood app. So we're gonna break it down from the 10th to the first most popular or most owned stock here on Robinhood over the last week. All right, so the 10th most popular stock added on Robinhood this past week is Urban One. Now, this is a $20 million micro cap company that no one talked about for weeks and months and years. Nobody has talked about this stock. But because of recent events, it's now popped up on everyone's radar and everyone has decided to buy this stock. That was literally a few dollars just a few days ago, and now it's above $30. It's almost mind-blowing to think how this is possible. We're gonna take a look at the chart here and see what's really going on with Urban One right now. All right, so we're looking here at U1. Pretty simple to see here. We had recent resistance there at the 40 area. Today, the high at the 34. If we zoom out on this chart and take a bigger picture of what's going on with this chart right now, look at this thing. It's not looking pretty for anyone by any means. So if we zoom out here, you can see recently the price down there at $1.49 and going even further than that. The stock pretty much down there at that point for quite some time here back in 2019. Back in the beginning of 2020 at 95 cents, and then now all of a sudden recently just making these insane moves. So U1, this thing is just unexplainable type squeeze here on this move today, going from $10 up there to $36. And this is why it's one of the top bought Robinhood stocks today, because it's up, It's up 96% on the day, going from $10. And look at that rally. This was back on Tuesday. We went from $4 up there to $40, pulled back, and then yesterday sold off, and then today found support there again at the $10 area, which is interesting, obviously, because if we look here, we got that support there at the $10 area, and then we got that support there at the $10 area. So $10 acting as support right now on U1. Would I want to be buying up here to 36? No, I do not. And the high at the 40. So we can basically see that we got that resistance now. They are $40, $36 area, over $40. Who knows how high this thing can squeeze after that. Number 9, we're looking at IDEX. IDEX is a small cap. IDEX is a small cap company. Had an increase of over 64% on Robinhood in ownership. The stock price is also up over 100% since this has been going on. You can see the high today. They are at $2.56. After that, selling off basically all day. A little bit of support there at the $1.80 area, obviously. We can see that $1.80 area. This going from $1.20 the other day, running up there to $2.20. Getting stuck there at $2.20. You can see a little bit of resistance again there, pre-market, and then popping up there at $2.56. So at that point, hard to say really where this is going to go.
we can see if we zoom out here on a bigger time frame, kind of where our resistance and all of that fun stuff is, but not really much to look at on this chart overall. So IDEX making a move up there to $2.56. You can see previously making a little bit of a bull flag here, right there, going from pretty much 40 cents up there to $1.40, breaking out of this bull flag. We'll see if this, so I'd say looking for now at that point, we're looking for that 220. I want to see this I'd like to see this 220 area hold here as support on this chart now, right in that area there, $2, and to see if this is kind of turn into a bull flag. Decent amount of volume here, both days. This is the second day now, so we got to think about that, what's going to happen here on Friday as this opens up on a new day going into the weekend. Can this hold the gains? Looking for that $2 area here on IDEX. Again, this is the 9th top bought stock here on Robinhood. And then looking at it after hours, what are we looking at here after hours? We're looking at some action still pushing up there above $2. So again, looking to keep that $2 area as support.
Number 8, gotta love them, Nikola, NKLA. I've talked a lot about this stock in the past. You guys can see what's going on with the chart. This is the Tesla Nikola battle. Everyone's seeing Tesla going higher, and well, Nikola is following as well. After they did a reverse merger, you can see the stock price and what is going on today.
All right, so here looking at NKLA, I don't really need to spend much time on this one. We've talked about it. We've gone over it multiple times. Obviously, we can see we've got that support there at the $62 area. The high the other day there at $75. Previously, before then, we went even higher. So if you look at this, we go a little bit further back. Let's go to an hourly time frame. You can see a little bit bigger picture here on the chart, what is happening. So 97 was the high. I was looking for that break over 100, but we got 97.41 after going from the 30s there, from the 30s, rallying up there to 97.41. Pulling back now, finding some support here at the $60 area. And again, we have some, overall resistance kind of in this 80s and pretty much like that. So we're in a channel right now here from the 60s to the really $75 area here on NKLA. Again, this is a hot stock. Everyone's been talking about it. The volume, I'm not really loving the volume here on this so far. You can see the volume, we got millions of shares traded, but the volume just really not going wild like we've had in the past on this stock. So not sure if that's just because we're consolidating here at the $60 area for a little bit longer before rallying. Also some news coming out about the stock as well, kind of questionable stuff going on. Need to do a little bit more research, kind of figuring out what really is going on here with NKLA. We've already had a major move here from the $30 area up there to 97.41. So kind of is what it is at this point. But hey, this stock's hot, and this is a stock that's getting bought up on Robinhood today.
For the 7th most popular stock added to Robinhood accounts this week is actually Urban One's warrants. So Urban One K, they have warrants that you can buy, and these are up over 250% with an increase of 1,300% more Robinhood accounts buying these warrants, not really having any idea what they're doing other than the fact that the stock is going higher or the warrants are going higher. So we're going to just skip this one since we've already talked about Urban One as well. Now for number 6, everyone loves them. Everyone loves to talk about them. We're talking about Tesla, and we're talking about Elon Musk. Tesla has shown a 23,000 new account increase over the last week, which is really impressive seeing that it's a $1,000 stock. I'm not sure if that's fractional shares or if that's people actually buying shares of Tesla. I guess these Robinhooders just have more money than I do because I can't go out and buy a bunch of shares of Tesla at this time.
All right, so another cult classic. Robinhooders love it. People love it. Everyone loves it except for the bears. The bears have been getting crushed over and over by Tesla for quite some time now. And what's interesting, if you go way back here, look at this thing. Back there during the crash, it got all the way down here to the 300, guys, $348 area. And look at this, ever since. What? I mean, I don't even know what I just drew there, but look at that move. It's amazing. Really, it's amazing to see a high of over $1,000. Previous high was there at the 950 area, sold off, and then rallied ever since then. So A lot of questions behind this stock. I'm not really sure that I want to be an investor at $1,000 here on Tesla just yet. I'm not sure if it's just complete madness or what really is happening. Look at this daily candle there as well, from 900 up there to $1,000 really in one day on that bounce back there, filling that little gap as well right there. So really interesting to see what's happening here with Tesla. It's the hottest stock, well, one of the hottest stocks here on Robinhood this last week or so.
Number 5, you gotta love them, Disney. Disney's always a hot topic in any type of circle, especially here in the US, and it makes sense as well, as Robinhood is a younger demographic, and guess what? Most of them are watching Disney Plus, and they're also big Disney fans. So we've seen an increase of 24,000 new accounts adding Disney to their portfolio, bringing the total, this is what's impressive, bringing the total to 611,000 accounts owning Disney on Robinhood. Whoa, who would have thought? I don't own Disney. I need to buy some, I guess.
All right, so another hot stock here, Disney. Disney's been hot just because I feel like the younger generation is in love with Disney World. Everyone loves Disney World, right? You can see the low there at the 79.07 area after the crash. We've rallied back almost 100% up there to a basically high there at the 130 area, pulling back now to that 115 area, finding some support obviously at that 115 area. So Disney, the case for Disney is that before the crisis, we were at $150 area there when everything was good, when the world was happy. Now, obviously getting that big sell-off during the crisis here on Disney. People are always big fans of things that they know about, that they love. You've got Disney Plus also trying to make some moves here, trying to get into the video world, the online streaming world. Obviously, Disney has a large library of videos and TV shows and all that to, share with the world. So it makes sense. It's a big play right now. But obviously, the biggest thing for Disney that's hurting them during this time is the questionability of having a theme park during these types of situations with the pandemic. So that's the big kind of looming cloud over their head. But the good thing is Disney does have multiple streams of income with their apparel, with their networks, and really the overall big play here that it is Disney. It's a staple. It is America. And people are betting that Disney is going to come back stronger than ever. So that's another big play here with Disney. And you can see obviously some pretty good little moves here. Pretty consistent since that low there at the 79 area, just bouncing here in this channel. So pretty much everything stuck in a pretty decent channel right now. We'll see, if we get a break to the downside, obviously we should expect some selling, and that really goes with the overall market at this point as well. I think at the end of the day, if the overall market decides to turn, we start to roll off here, well, we should start to see a lot of selling come in there at that point, because everybody who bought down here in the bottom is going to definitely be looking to take some profit if this thing can't hold that channel.
Jeff Bezos, Amazon, coming in at the 4th spot here. Now, Amazon's just been on a tear. I remember when Amazon was $200, and I thought that Amazon was overpriced at that point. And guess what? Well, now it's above $2,000, and pretty soon it'll be above $3,000. Who would have thought that Amazon, this guy who just made a bookstore online, would turn into a trillion, billion, gazillion dollar company here in the future? Looking at the chart, what's going on with Amazon?
All right, so everyone loves an underdog, right? Everybody loves an underdog, and Amazon is the underdog of Wall Street. So many people for so long wrote Amazon off as a company that would never be profitable, a company that would not get to this point now. And you can see, look at this. The low during the crisis was $16.25. The high currently $27.22. This thing has just been going insane. Could you imagine the options plays here? The option plays alone, if you would have bought calls, let's say you would have bought calls down here at the bottom, and you would have bought if you'd have bought calls anywhere up in this area, it would have just been madness at this point. Literally, the amount of money that you could have made, you coulda, shoulda, woulda. But obviously, Amazon's always a top stock that people are looking at and watching, and it's amazing to see this type of movement, especially when you look back. Look at this yearly chart. Let's look at this thing on the bigger time frame. Let's look at this. It's just mind-blowing. Really, it's mind-blowing at this point. You got to think, I mean, back, if we go way, we go way back here, this stock was trading below $1,000, and this was what, back in 2018, and now up there to 27, 22. Amazing. Really just overall amazing. But yeah, again, these stocks are just booming, and I'm not sure I'd want to be a buyer at this point. But hey, what do I know? What if Amazon just wants to keep going and going forever? We'll find out here pretty soon, actually.
Number 3, you gotta love it, TOPS, Tops. Not sure why anyone would be buying this stock, especially seeing what it's recently done here at the 15-cent area, but hey, you gotta love them. You gotta love the Robinhooders because they're the ones out there who are buying companies like Tops and keeping them alive. Someone's gotta do it. It's just not gonna be me.
All right, so you've gotta love TOPS. If you've been a trader for more than a year, I guarantee you have traded TOPS at some point, Tops. And look at this thing. The last week or so, it's just been basically flat. People thinking that it's consolidating. They're like, oh, look at this support here at the 14-cent area. This thing is going to boom, right? It's got to boom. But also look at this overall channel. What are we stuck between 14 cents and 16 cents there? Not sure I'd want to be a buyer of TOPS unless, really just goes insane. We get an insane amount of volume. Really not even impressive looking back here on the weekly chart and that with the hourly chart. What was it? The low there at the 12. We got to pop to 31. I think there's a lot better opportunities than trying to trade TOPS at this point. If you're a degenerate gambler that just wants to trade something, I don't know, maybe this is something you'd like to trade, but overall, I don't really know why the Robinhooders are loading up other than the fact that this thing costs 15 cents, and that's really the only case that I can see here is that they're just trying to buy it because it's cheap, and they were like, hey, it was 15 cents, it's 15 cents now. It's 15 cents now. It was 31 cents a week ago. Well, I might as well buy. And I guess that's really the only case here for TOPS at this point, Tops.
All right, so number 2, which is interesting because you would have thought that maybe this was the number 1, but Apple came in at number 2. And you can see here on RobinTrack, there was a 7% increase in Robinhood accounts adding Apple to their portfolio, bringing the grand total to 447,000 accounts with a weekly total of 29,000 new accounts adding Apple to their portfolio this week. Pretty impressive.
All right, so another fan favorite, Apple, AAPL. If you've never traded Apple before, this is it. This stock has been making moves as well. Been booming and booming for quite some time. Even after the whole crash thing, you can see the high just the other day was 356. We had some resistance there, the 355 area. It pulled back, a little V shape, and then rocketed higher again with the overall market. Apple has been pulling the overall market back to all-time highs like it's nothing, just carrying the weight of the entire market basically with Amazon, Apple, Tesla, and all these companies just not even caring that there's a pandemic or any type of financial crisis happening in the world. And people are still saying that Apple has plenty of room from here. If you look at this overall chart, look at this thing. It's just madness as well. If we go back, let's look back here. Look on the 4-hour chart here. Look at this low. The low, 212 during the sell-off, the crisis, and now breaking over the highs. The highs before that was 330. And look at this thing. It's just it's literally been in a channel ever since. Just been bouncing and bouncing and bouncing ever since then. So it's amazing to see this type of action in this type of environment, this type of economic uncertainty. Apple booming to all-time highs and above it after that. So,
and the number 1, which is, it's kind of ironic actually, the number 1 owned stock over the last week, or the most popular stock added to Robinhood accounts over the past week, is a $250 million small cap company called GNUS Brands that develops children's cartoons. The big news behind this is because of Arnold Schwarzenegger. He's going to be reading on a children's TV show, I guess, or something like that. And over the last week, 30,000 new accounts have added GNUS to their portfolio, making them the most popular stock. Let's take a look at the chart.
The number one stock that everyone's buying for Robinhood right now is GNUS. And one of the reasons that they're buying is because, well, supposedly Arnold Schwarzenegger got paid in GNUS warrants for a new cartoon that he's trading in. But look at this thing. Look at that channel for the last few days. It's been stuck right there in that channel from the $5 area here at the high. Now down there to 260. Not sure I'd want to be a buyer at this point either. And if we look, I'm not really loving any of these stocks, but hey, what do I know? I guess the Robinhooders know more than I do, because nobody's writing a story on the internet about what Patrick Wieland's buying. They're buying what the Robinhooders are buying. If you can see here, GNUS looks like we got a little bit of support, obviously there at the $2 area, maybe 250 right now, kind of bouncing there at the 3. But overall, still got a high there at the 1173. I think this happened after the whole deal with Arnold Schwarzenegger as well there. I guess he's going to be in a cartoon. He's going to read for it. I don't really know the whole story. No one really knows the whole story. Who knows the whole story? But here it is.
All right, so there you have it. I don't know exactly what to do here, other than the fact that maybe these are all stocks that I should be buying, because Robinhooders are just crushing it right now, while I stand on the sidelines hoping for a major pullback. It just keeps going higher and higher, and all the Robinhooders just keep adding and adding and adding and winning and winning. So we've really got to ask ourselves, what do we do from here? There's definitely some good companies in that top 10 list. Not sure that I want to be buying GNUS or TOPS or Urban One, but I could definitely agree with Apple, with Amazon, Tesla, and other main staple companies like that. Can't go wrong with a company like Apple, especially when they pretty much just have owned and cornered the market with all types of products, from laptops to phones and everything else in between. So if you guys have any companies that you think should be on this list, what companies do you think should be on the top 10 list here for Robinhooders that they're buying over the last week or so? Are there any companies coming up that you think are going to be on this list next week? Let me know down in the comments below. And if you guys haven't already, do me one big favor, hit that like button, the subscribe button, all the buttons, just hit them all. I'll talk to you guys later on.